What up? It's Spose. It's 2015. It's December. It's like 50 degrees out in Maine, so global warming is real. I was about to make a list of my... Hang on. Is this like the right view? What do I do? I'm not used to this shit. Instead of doing a top 10 albums of the year, it's just making a list. I decided to make a video so I could talk about this shit, because not only do I want you to care about my top 10 shits of the year, I want you to know why they're my top 10 shits of the year, and I want to convince you to like them too, which is kind of the reason people make top 10 lists, right? There's not 10 great albums that came out this year, in my opinion, that connected with me. I just didn't have 10 albums in the rotation. So I decided to make a list. Is my fly on it? No. Of the top 10, my top 10 favorite things of the year, excluding the Boston Celtics, because the Celtics would probably be my favorite thing of the year every year. So these are my top 10 favorite things of 2015. I kind of wrote out the list. I'm just going to freestyle, like, what... I'm not going to rap, but I'm going to, like, freestyle off the top of the head why these are my top 10 favorite things. So number 10 is this Dawes album, All Your Favorite Bands. Now, Dawes is not a rap group. I don't just listen to rap music. I didn't grow up listening to just rap music. I've always listened to all types of music. The reason I even got into this album was because I asked my engineer, the dude who mixes all my music, John Wyman, I was like, yo, Wyman, if you could record anybody's album, who would it be? And I'm thinking he's going to be like the Beatles or like, yeah, I don't know, you know, one of Pink Floyd. He says Dawes, and I was like, okay, I've never even heard of this band. So obviously on the way home, I pulled it up on Tidal, and I listened to the album. And this album's incredible, man. It's like great songwriting, great lyrics, great musicianship, you know, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's like Americana, but it feels very like Americana, but it's so good, man. Specifically the first two tracks. The second track, Somewhere Along the Way, like, I'll be in the, you know, I'm like still singing this shit. Somewhere along the way. Fucking love that shit. Number 9. I read books when I go to bed, like I read them on my phone. Oh, look at that. It's me. And there's the list. I read books on my phone in the... Let me find the app. The iBooks app. So I can't fall asleep at night because I run my own business. Spose is a business, and and here's all the books I've been reading this year. Yes, says Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows right there. I just started rereading that shit because it's fucking amazing. And so at number 9, I got 2 books that I got into this year that I read very quickly. One of them is The Martian, and the other one is Ready Player One. The Martian got made into a movie with Matt Damon, so you probably know what that is. If you haven't read the book, it's super fucking dope. Some dope science shit. My dad recommended it to me. He's a big... he's like into science and technology and shit. So I really like The Martian, and then I really like this book Ready Player One. Although I was born in 1985, so like all the references to games in the 80s I don't really relate to, but I really do relate to all the stuff in the book. I thought it was a dope book. It might be for like teenagers. Like, I don't know. I just fucking really like the book. So it's called Ready Player One. There's a picture of it. Number 8, Drake. Back to back. All right, if you hate Drake, whatever, that's your thing. That's your loss. You don't enjoy Drake. I happen to like my rappers in wheelchairs from Canada, so back to back. All right, regardless how you stand on the Meek Mill beef or Drake or whatever, this song got me so hyped. Like, I can't even tell. I don't want to hear about this ever again. Not even when she tells them that they better as friends. Not even when this song got me so hyped so many times this year. I get in the car and just throw it on. I drove around watching like the YouTube video with terrible audio of Drake performing it for the first time at his OVO Fest in Toronto. Probably 100 times. I probably watched that video like 100 times. I fucking love this song. I'm so stoked that he got nominated for a Grammy for it. I'm just not a hater. Like, I don't hate on anybody's success. So, like, successful people don't piss me off. Happy to see Drake win. And happy to see a rap diss, become a hit. Like, what a fucking miracle. Like, I love this song. I could go bar for bar. If you ever want to rap all of Back to Back with me, I'm with you. Number 7. Jane the Virgin. I know this is like a lame thing to say I like. But, dude... I'm married. Like, I'm married, I love my wife. She's a G. She's a fucking legend. Like, I love her. But, man, Jane the Virgin, I don't even know what to say. Gina Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying. Number 6, Kanye West. This is going to piss people off too. I fucking love Kanye West. I fucking love Kanye West, okay? The shit that pisses you off about Kanye West is probably what I like about him. You know, I wasn't mad at anything he said at the Grammys about Beck. Don't get me wrong, I love Beck. I've seen Beck maybe 4 or 5 times in my life. Midnight Vulture is one of my favorite albums. Odelay is one of my favorite albums. Love Kanye West. So when he drops Only One, and this is January 1st, 2015, he drops this song with Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney on the keys, playing this shit, and he's singing this beautiful song. And you know, we just had twins this year, and we have a 2-year-old and I have a 6-year-old. So I got mad fucking kids, bro. So we got a 2-year-old, and so I've been trying to, you know, I'll try to get her to bed. And so I was singing, you know, she always wants to hear like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My wife got me on this singing shit, like singing her to bed after you read her story. So very quickly, I decided that the song I'm going to sing is Only One by Kanye West and Paul McCartney, because I know every word to this shit. I love this song. This is like borderline, cried. Like, almost cried when I first heard this song, the first, like, 10 times I heard it. This is my favorite song of the year, no question. Really loved Kanye's performance of All Day at the Brit Awards, too, with the fucking flamethrowers shooting shit, 100 dudes in black on stage, like... Man, that's like, I love All Day, don't get me wrong, it's a great song. And Paul McCartney's at the end of that too. Fucking Paul McCartney from the Beatles, are you shitting me? Jesus Christ. And so, Only One is my favorite song of the year, and I will never get tired of this song. What a beautiful, beautiful, amazing song. And it just proves that Kanye is so much more than a rapper, you know. I mean, you could criticize him for the auto-tune, but like, that's your loss. Auto-tune doesn't really affect my enjoyment of a song. Number 4 is this book called Here, There, and Everywhere by Jeff Emerick. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Hang on, let me check. I read this whole fucking book so fast. Yeah, Here, There, and Everywhere by Jeff Emerick. That one. So, this book is written by the dude who was the Beatles mix engineer from Revolver all the way up until Let It Be, although Let It Be was recorded before Abbey Road, so really up until Abbey Road. He signed on as like a 20-year-old with a band that's already unequivocally the biggest band in the world. The Beatles at this time are just massive, fucking huge, you know? So he signs on. Basically, you know, George Martin brings him in to mix and engineer and record the Beatles, you know? So he's setting up microphones. He's running mics through organs, you know, to do shit that John Lennon and Paul McCartney are inventing. They're inventing these types of recording that we take for granted today. And so this dude was... He's a legend, man, for being a part of these albums, you know, Abbey Road, Sgt. Pepper, Revolver, all this shit. So, you know, I mean, he's doing, you know, for example, like Strawberry Fields, which is, there's an intro to it, and then there's like the keyboard intro, like the Mellotron, and then there's another part of the song. And so he describes the making of all these incredible songs that I love. I fucking love the Beatles. So he does this, He does this engineering that no one had ever done at the time, taking bits of one recording and splicing it together, like on the moment, like cutting tape and putting it with another recording they had done a few weeks later and making the, you know, the Strawberry Fields you hear. So there's like cat hair like flying by. I should have recorded this at my office. I'm at my house right now drinking fucking Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee is in my top 10 forever. I fuck with all iced coffee, but like Dunkin' Donuts is just closest to my house. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Dunkin' Donuts. So go check out this book, man. If you like the Beatles, if you like recording music, and actually I think John Wyman, my engineer, was the one who recommended this book to me. Just amazing. If you're into music and you're into the recording of music like I am, you know, this is the one. You know. Let me stretch my fucking titties out. Number 3 is the Rap Radar Podcast. Now, this is a podcast that was created by Elliot Wilson, who runs Rap Radar, and he also does this series called Crown. I love music so much, like, it's kind of like my favorite thing in the world, and so obviously, I mean, but I'll watch an interview with anyone. I'll watch a fucking Justin Bieber documentary. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna learn something watching the way these giant musicians work. I mean, if you're not out there trying to learn something, you're an idiot. You know, if you're doing this as your job, there's something you can learn from everyone. Even if you don't like, say, I don't know, Macklemore, you could learn a lot from his success. You could watch, instead of getting, a lot of people get jealous, and jealousy is a waste of time. So like, you know, I'll listen to this Rap Radar podcast every episode. Last week they interviewed, for example, I'm not like a big fan of these people, but he interviewed Logic, the rapper, and G-Eazy, neither of whom I'm like a fan of, but I respect their success, you know, and so I listen to those interviews. You know, maybe I could pick up something from that. I listen to Beanie Siegel, who I do love, his album The Becoming. Do you guys see like the zit on my face? Like that's why I put the sun like right here so you can't even see it. It's like, what the fuck is this? Like I haven't had zit like all year, and all of a sudden it's like blow, blow, blow. It's December. This is global warming shit, man. But the Rap Radar podcast, man, if you like music, if you like interviews, if you like hearing the behind the scenes stories, I love that they interview managers, producers, record label owners, Leor Cohen, L.A. Reid. You know, I love hearing these stories about other musicians' success. It's inspiring to me to hear the behind the scenes stories, and kind of gives me like a just inspiration, you know, because I'll throw it on when I'm driving or whatever. So Rap Radar podcast, check it out if you never have. Number 2, the unequivocal, obvious album of the year, Why Am I So Happy? This is my album, so obviously, you know, it's fucked up that I'm putting it at number 2, but fuck you, it's my fucking album, I can do what I want. If you haven't heard this album, man, I'm like so proud of it. I'm so proud of it as a musical statement. I made it after I lost all our shit on tour in St. Louis, so it's very, I don't know, I was very inspired making this album. I made it very quickly. I'm proud of, I made it quickly, but I spent a lot of time on it. It's not like I made it like in a week or something. I made the songs, the songs came out very quickly, and then I spent a long time building them up. There's a lot of musicians I brought in to play on stuff. There's guitar solos. If you listen to the song, like, Why Am I So Happy? I'm so proud of that song, the title track, because it kind of encapsulates my whole idea of like being appreciative and being thankful for all the shit you got, and not being miserable because you live in fucking America, and cheer up, you know? So I'm proud of that song, both from like a lyrical standpoint and a subject matter standpoint, but also from a musical standpoint, because I produced it. Like, I chopped all the pieces up and made this song out of parts that I had musicians play. It was created, the initial piano line was created by Sly Chi, this band that I've played live with a bunch of times, as my backing band, and they're a great band in their own right. And so they were, Tyler, the keyboardist was playing this riff, and we did it over a different song, and I kind of like took it, recorded all the pieces, chopped it up. And then this builds up to this crescendo, and I even played the drums on it. So like, I'm just stoked on that song, that album. Really, really proud of where I've got to musically this year, you know, and I look forward to seeing where I go in 2016 before I retire. Number 1. Oh my god, I skipped number 5. Bissell Brothers is number 5. And this is, Bissell Brothers, beer-wise, is number fucking 1. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a beer snob. Like, I'm not like, I'll drink a fucking Pabst. I'll drink a Coors Light. Like, I don't need your, you know, triple hop, double IPA, triple, you know, double Bach, fucking whatever, marinated in fucking goat's tits. Like, this beer, though, Bissell Brothers beer this year, I must have drank cases. Like, it's a wonder. Like, I'm like, I still weigh like 150 pounds. Like, I don't know how, because I drank so much of this fucking Bissell beer. It's like 10 a.m. right now, but I might need to, I think it's time. Can I drink both at the same time? So Bissell is a brewery created by my friend Peter Bissell and his brother Noah Bissell. And it's based out of Portland, Maine, and it's just, everything about this beer and this brand is just masterclass. Like, the product, the beer, is incredible. This is like their flagship beer, the Substance Ale. But the one that's my favorite is this beer that's the Lux, and I think it's like a summer, I don't know what the fuck you call it. There's like fruity, I'm not a beer snob, I don't know how to describe it. I just know I fucking love it. And the other beautiful thing about Bissell is you can't get it. Exclusivity is everything when you got a brand in 2015. You don't want everybody to have everything you want. You want people to want it. You know, it creates a demand. So, oh shit, my mailman's here. Somebody broke into my mailbox, so my mailman's been delivering my mail to the door. Hang on. Yeah, I gotta go talk to the mailman in a minute. But Bissell Brothers, man, you can't get it anywhere but Portland, Maine, but you should fucking drive here to get it, because it's the greatest beer on earth. Number 1, coming up after my mailman comes to the door. You can take guesses Take some guesses. Look at this dope cabinet. Here, let me play Kanye West Only One while I check my mail. While my mailman comes to the door.
Hello, just hello. And when you cry, I will cry. And when you smile, I will smile. And next time when I look in your eyes, we'll have wings and we'll fly. Oh, my only one. Just like the morning sun, you'll keep on rising till the sky knows your name. And you're still my chosen one. Remember who you are. No, you're not perfect, but you're not your mistakes. Hey, 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 hey. Tell Nori about me. Tell Nori about
my motherfucking mail, bro. Thank you to my mailman. He's the man. So, back to this list. Number 1, To Pimp a Butterfly. Come on, dude. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close with the albums. You know, you could say an album of the year was more, you listen to it more than To Pimp a Butterfly. I can't. I literally listen to this album almost every day. Like, I listen to it in all scenarios. Like, if I'm chilling, throw it on. Driving in the car, throw it on. I went to the gym probably 6 times this year. Every time I listen to that fucking song. That album, man. And right out the gate, I mean, everything about this album is a masterclass in music, in musicality. Even if you don't like rap music, like, this is the album of the year. Like, I'm not like a Kendrick stan. Like, I wasn't that big into Good Kid, Mad City. I'd never even heard Section 80 until this one came out. Sorry, I started chugging a bunch of liquids. I'm like, I can't burp. This is like a big deal. I can't burp. So, like, I went to college and I'm pounding beers. I'd have to, like, go puke to keep drinking beers. You know what I'm saying? So I can't burp. So I start to get weird, like, dragon-y sounds when I drink beer and coffee at the same time. To Pimp a Butterfly is no question the album of the year. I'm so happy somebody made this album. Dude, look at all the fucking cat hair. It's so gross. This album, man, everything from, like, the musicality of the bass on the first track with Thundercat, you know, and Flying Lotus and George Clinton and Ronald Isley, you know, Tears of a Clown, you know, that shit. Like, come on, man. This album, if you don't like this album and you didn't enjoy it or you think it's too weird or whatever, that's your loss, bro. We all won this year with To Pimp a Butterfly. What a great year. I'm super stoked. I'm stoked for a new Kanye album in 2016. I'm stoked for this fucking zit to go. It's so gross, dude. But I'm married, so who gives a fuck? Like, I don't really need to look good or anything. So that's the shit I do like 2015. I'll see you in 2016 with more infrequent... Ooh, look at my hands. They're like the fucking... It's like... Star Wars coming out this week. It looks like I already got the fucking Force in my hands. This is my cat. Ron Weasley's a fucking bitch. Anybody want this cat? Ron, you want to go with the people on the internet? So, if anybody wants Ron, let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to fucking read them, but... P-Dank!
By now, limited time only, but it secretly ends with a like baloney. Side effects include cyborg obedience to eat every spoonful of lies they've been feeding him.